Basically, I would say maybe 70%, 80%. I'll just say 90% of black people are crazy. That's it. We have mental illnesses that we don't admit to. We do. You know, you meet somebody and say, that whole family act like that. No, the whole family is crazy. That's what you're trying to say. I used to work for these white people in community psychology for National Institute of Mental Health, some big words. And I was in community psychology. What I did was organize people and all that kind of wonderful stuff. The thing was that black folks have a short memory. That's what they teach the FBI today, the CIA today, that black people have a short memory. And a short memory is associated with white sugar. Our addiction to white sugar. Remember I said, what is a drug? And everybody looked at me like I was a drug. Nobody answered the question. And I said a drug is an isolated substance. Does everyone remember that? Yeah, I saw 4 people shake their head. Damn. So, if I take the cocaine out of the cocoa leaf, it is a drug. See, I isolated a substance. You still with me here? That's why we call cocaine a drug, because I isolated a substance out of the cocoa leaf. You heard of poppy seeds? If I take the heroin out of the poppy seed, I have a drug. I've isolated a substance. That's what a drug is. That's why heroin is a drug. If I take the starch out of a wheat berry, I have a drug. You can call it bleached white flour if you want. But chemistry is what it is. I isolated a substance out of a wheat berry called bleached white flour. Therefore, I have a drug. A drug is an isolated substance. So when you eat this isolated substance, like I did with the grape and the raisin scenario, y'all remember 15 minutes ago when I was talking? Short-term memory, people. I said that the raisin has to, in chemistry we say, reconstitute itself, rehydrate. The raisin has to put back all that water, all the minerals, and then it's recognized as a grape by the body. Now the body will process it. And I said, where is it getting all this water, the vitamins and minerals and all that stuff? It's getting it from your bones, your glands, your prostate, your muscle, your brain, your vein. Are you still with me there? Yeah, epididymis. Yeah. It's nothing wrong with information, it's how you apply it, you see? You have become essentially a drug to white people. They've isolated you from your culture. Are you still with me? And when I isolate a substance, it's a drug. You are a drug to white people. They are addicted to you. And you are addicted to them. Is this difficult? They like your music. They steal your music. They steal your dancing. They steal your slangs. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they're addicted to you. I mentioned a herb called chickweed, which reduces your craving. Your craving for masturbation, because the black people like to masturbate. They have a mastillator, which is an automatic masturbating machine, because brothers too lazy to even jerk off. It's sickening. But they got a machine for that now. People are lazy. They got dildos that light up. I'm just telling you. The most popular one is the pink one sold in the black community. I'm just telling you. Please. We have a lot of problems. That's true, but we have a lot of remedies. I'm saying chickweed will curb your craving for white people. Food, white sugar. You still with me? Violence. Because all cravings use the same highway called the nervous system. So I'm just strengthening the nervous system. That's a herb. Now, on amino acid, I go glutamine. 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 You have that? Just give me some things to help yourself. You know. I don't want to mention the other one, but I guess I'll have to. Huh? I think I have to. manganese. Not magnesium, manganese. That's the one that we block the absorption in a plant. And we block the absorption of manganese. You get a seedless grape, seedless watermelon. I block the absorption of manganese. Put it in the seed. The most dangerous person in the world is a chemist without morals. It's not the soldier, it's the chemist. That's what Hitler flew the hell out of Germany when he was invaded. He put all of them on the plane and flew them out. Said, the hell, you can have everything, but don't take them guys. We need them. And the U.S. took them and did the atomic bomb and some other nasty things. Yeah. So I gave you two things, right? Chickweed, and I gave you three things. That was a test. I'm a school teacher. I had to do these things. So the next thing to understand about these isolated concentrated substances called a drug is that, well, it's going to cause a yeast infection. You give yeast different names. You call it dandruff. That's a yeast infection. You give yeast another name. You call it athlete's foot. That's a yeast infection. Yeast is mushrooms in layman's terms. It's just mushrooms growing between your toes. We call it athlete's foot. You got mushrooms growing in your head. We call it dandruff. Still with me? You got a white coated tongue in the morning. That's yeast. That started 30 feet down here and grew up to your mouth. And the one thing yeast crave is sugar. So you can't get rid of your addiction to the sugar unless you get rid of the craving that can cause you to crave the sugar, which is yeast. So you can't drink beer because that is caused by yeast. You can't eat anything that's fermented. That's beer, wine, vinegar, cheese. And you can't eat mushrooms because you're feeding mushrooms to a mushroom. That's itself a stupid. So you can't eat mushrooms. And I said in the beginning, it's a whole lifestyle involved here. It's not just one magic pill. It's your whole life is the magic pill. So you can't eat anything fermented. That's cheese. That's mushrooms. That's soy sauce. That's vinegar. That's beer. That's wine. And yeast, which is in bread and many things. And it has about 30 different names. Because these are white people. They change the name to keep you stupid. So we write hydrolyzed yeast on the label, which is MSG. Because MSG has 40 different names. That's why you need some egghead like myself to tell you about this stuff. Because you can't keep track of all this stuff. Because these people, they play, that's what they do. They're just acting like white people. So you need an egghead like in chemistry, an egghead in biology, an egghead in history. Don't try to be the whole village. It ain't going to work. Don't even try that. Now, keep in mind that the sugar takes the moisture out of your veins and arteries, which closes them. They get so narrow that they can't nourish your feet. That's why you get amputation of the foot, amputation of the legs, because they can no longer get enough blood supply. Because the sugar took the moisture out of the veins, which narrowed the grape down to a raisin and made it too small to carry enough blood to the foot. So a lot of people will have dialysis because the sugar narrowed the blood vessels to the kidneys, and the kidneys can't get enough nourishment to stay alive, so they're on dialysis. Dialysis is caused directly by sugar. That's what I'm trying. High blood pressure is caused directly by sugar because it narrowed the blood vessels, and the only way to get more blood is to increase the pressure. They are losing their hair at 25 because they took the moisture out of the scalp and killed the hair follicle, therefore they bald at 25. But, it's a fashion now. I'm just saying all this is a result of sugar. And then they can't pay attention like some people. Because the sugar causes short-term memory. And their breath smells like a skunk fart. Because the sugar pulled the moisture out of the food. They can't move out of the colon rapidly, so they just breathe a turd. Then they want to blame it on that breath. Oh, my breath is bad. Like I can give a breath a spanking or something like that. Crazy. So I hope that helped you. But I do have a book, Health Dictionaries, Dr. Stevenson, I got health dictionaries back then. Yeah, and I have all these remedies written down. I write down everything, so don't worry about it. Monk, like religious little guys. Monk fruit. Yes. It's a natural sweetener. It goes to the liver so it won't damage the pancreas. So they won't get diabetes or anything like that. It's called monk fruit. Monk, like those little preacher guys. And you know what a fruit is. I know you know. Yeah. She's trying to say use another concentrated sweetener called honey. To eat honey in its natural state, you have to eat the whole flower. Because in natural state, honey is diluted. See, if you're eating sugar cane grass, it's the sugar in the sugar cane grass is diluted. It's water with it, and fiber with it. When you take the sugar cane grass, take the sugar out, you got rid of the fiber. Because you got to do 15 feet of sugar cane grass to get the amount of sugar in a Coca-Cola. I'm just saying, there's no way you can be a diabetic if you're eating it in its natural state. But honey, no. You may be able to get away with a herb called stevia. But it leaves an aftertaste of chlorophyll. So a lot of black people don't like that aftertaste. That's why I said monk fruit. And second would be stevia. Agave fruit is fine. No. I said agave fruit because the sugar in agave fruit is diluted with water and all that other fiber. But once you make a syrup, that's a concentrate. That's a drug. The thing is, with post-traumatic slavery trauma, better known as being a nigger, you have an addiction for failure. You don't like to fail, and you don't like success. It sounds kind of weird, but we run away from success and we run away from failure. You can't criticize a black person too much because they run. I'm just telling you, don't even do that.